So I assume pretty much everyone knows what LaVar Ball has said about his son LiAngelo Ball. LaVar Ball has said that he doesn't think that LiAngelo will make the NBA after Lonzo made it. LaVar Ball has done nothing but hype up his 3 kids for the past year, and even at one stage he said that they were all going to be one and done, and he goes from that to saying that LiAngelo is not going to make the NBA. That's kind of confusing. Is LaVar Ball gone back down to earth, or does he just not want to be proven wrong? But who knows. In this video I'm going to be talking about why I think he might actually be wrong about LiAngelo Ball. So LaVar has been nothing but positive about his 3 kids. He's never said anything negative about them in the press until that. He said that 1, maybe 2, so he's not even that confident in Lamelo Ball making the NBA. He's going to put all his time, it seems, into Lonzo Ball. And people are now talking about how LiAngelo Ball is going to be benched at UCLA, how he's not going to get any minutes at UCLA, and how he has no chance of being a pro player. And I genuinely think these people are crazy. These are the same people that were saying that he was going to be an NBA prospect, that he was going to make the league, he was going to be one and done. These are the same hype people that went from loving the Balls to hating the Balls, to loving Lonzo to hating him as soon as he was drafted, to saying he was a bust after one summer league game, and then saying that it's only summer league after he gets like 3 triple doubles in a row. These are the same people saying that. The people that have not watched any of the Ball brothers play and have just literally listened to hype. They've heard about their weaknesses. They don't ever think about the strengths. Like, I made a video about why Lonzo Ball will change the Lakers, why I think he should have been taken number 1, and people thought I was crazy because they said he can't shoot. Well, what have we seen from Summer League? Yes, he can't shoot. I was wrong. I thought he was going to be able to. But he's changed the entire face of the Lakers Summer League team, and he will change the entire face of the Lakers, because I think the whole team system changes when Lonzo Ball's on the floor. I know I went a little bit off topic there, but a lot of people are needlessly hating on the Ball brothers. The Ball brothers are all great players, but obviously LiAngelo is probably the worst of all the Ball brothers. If Lamelo ends up being 6'6", 6'7", he's a guarantee to go to the NBA. But LiAngelo Ball is different. LiAngelo Ball is 6'5". He's naturally big built. He's not very skinny like either Lamelo or LiAngelo Ball. And for that reason, people have called LiAngelo out of shape. That's a very common one. Unathletic, which I can kind of see. And also slow. But have you guys ever watched LiAngelo play in the Chino Hills system? Or have you guys even watched a full game of how Chino Hills play? I doubt it. Because if you guys ever watch Chino Hills, you'd know that Chino Hills don't stop running. The way Chino Hills play, they zone trap full court. Their players don't stop for the entire game. And if LiAngelo Ball was, I'm going to start going from most to the least ridiculous of these claims. If he was out of shape, he wouldn't be able to do anything in this system. He'd be dead after 2 minutes and not be able to play. If he was slow, he would struggle. LiAngelo is not the quickest player, but he is by no means slow. He just looks it because of his natural build. And then the last one's unathletic, which I can kind of see. If you're talking about LiAngelo Ball as an NBA elite athlete, he's not. There's so many better athletes than LiAngelo Ball. But calling him unathletic, he is an athletic person. While not an Andrew Wiggins athlete, which a lot of people expect when they say athlete, he's not so unathletic that he'll never make it. Especially when you see players like Brady Heaslip looking like they're going to make the NBA, and they've got nothing on LiAngelo Ball athleticism wise. And to me, it just doesn't make sense. The same people that are arguing that he's out of shape and slow are also the same people that are saying he was only good because he was in Chino Hill's system, which requires people to be somewhat athletic and to be in great shape. It just baffles me that there are people that are making both of these arguments that pretty much contradict each other. Another argument that people make as to why he's going to struggle at the collegiate level is because the only reason he scores so many points is because he takes so many shots. And I understand where this is coming from. If you look at box scores, you see he shoots a low percentage, and you see that he does shoot a ton of shots and a ton of crazy shots, but that's the way Chino Hills played. The thing is that Chino Hills were one of the top teams in the nation. They were. No matter what argument you make, Chino Hills were one of the top teams in the nation, and LiAngelo Ball was their top scorer. And if you guys say, oh, they lost whatever last 16 of state, think about the previous year. They were the best team in the country with Lonzo Ball. And who was their top scorer? Lonzo, who's gone number 2 in the draft? No. Lamelo, who was a freshman at the time? Not him. It was LiAngelo Ball, who averaged nearly 30 a game. And tell me this, name one other player who was in the top 10 scorers in the nation and also played for a team that was a top 10 team in the nation and didn't get on for their college? I can't think of any. If you guys can name any, leave them in the comments. I will gladly say I'm wrong. But as far as I know, any player who's that good scoring wise and also plays for a team that good are pretty much guaranteed to at least be a solid collegiate player and at least play at the collegiate level. And now we're going to talk about why I think LaVar Ball might actually be wrong about LiAngelo Ball and why he may make the NBA. It's not a guarantee or anything, but I think that there is always a chance. First of all, I think LiAngelo Ball is going to go straight in and be a solid role player for UCLA. I can't see him being a star in his first year, and I don't think anyone expects him to be a star in his first year. LiAngelo Ball, if you guys watch him play, isn't elite, doesn't have elite quickness, but there's one thing he can do, and he does better than the other two ball brothers, and it's shoot the ball. And if anyone watches basketball, you know that if you can shoot the ball, there's a spot for you on any team. If you can shoot the ball that well, there's a spot for you on most teams. He doesn't defend particularly well, but he's a good team defender. He's an intelligent defender, just like Lonzo was shown in Summer League. He gets in passing lanes. Even though he's not a good on-ball defender, we actually don't know because he didn't play any on-ball defense in Chino Hills because he wasn't needed to in that system. But I think that by year 3 or year 4 in college, I don't think he'll declare for the draft before that, unless he's crazy or LaVar's crazy or they try some sort of publicity stunt, but I can't see that happening. But if you look at LiAngelo's build, he's already big built and he's naturally big built. He's built like what I assume LaVar was back then when LaVar was talking about being too strong. He's naturally strong. And if you've ever watched a weight session in the Ball family, they don't really lift weights. They kind of do a lot of body weight exercises, which is obviously good for getting in shape, but you're not going to get that built from that. I think with a full-on strength and conditioning program in UCLA for 2 to 3 years, I think that LiAngelo is going to be a tank by year 3 or year 4. You see the size he is now? Imagine that with proper strength work. I think he's going to be a tank, and for that reason I think he's going to be a mismatch problem. His post game is solid enough. It's not exceptional, but it's solid and it will get better, and he's already stronger than the majority of high school players, and I think that with natural growing and strength work he could be a massive mismatch at the 2 guard position, because if you got to put a smaller guy on him, he's going to go and back them down and score inside, and you put a bigger, slower guy on him, he's going to be able to shoot the ball. He's proven he's got big shooting range, so especially at the college level he's going to be able to shoot the ball from deep. So I think year 3, year 4, LiAngelo is going to be one of the best players on UCLA. And then whenever the NBA draft is, when he comes out after year 3 or year 4, I think he's going to go all 4 years in college, and then the draft. I think either one of 2 things is going to happen. LiAngelo Ball is probably going to go either late 2nd round, or he might go undrafted and end up on a Summer League roster, which is probably the most likely thing that is going to happen. But the thing is a lot of players go undrafted and get a shot because their brothers are stars. For example, Seth Curry. I know you guys might all be thinking I'm crazy, like Seth Curry's a really good NBA player. Yes he is. But Seth Curry went undrafted in 2013, which is one of the worst drafts in history. One of the worst drafts he went undrafted. He got a shot because he was Steph's brother. That's the only reason he got a shot in the NBA. And the Kings took him, the Mavs have him. It paid off because he's a solid NBA player. The only reason he's there in the first place is because he's Steph Curry's brother. And while watching back, I don't think I made this point clear enough. I'm not saying the only reason Seth is currently with an NBA roster is because of Steph Curry. I just think the only reason he got a shot in the first place is because of his brother. Yes, Seth has been exceptional for an undrafted player coming from the D-League. Seth has been really good. But he took his chance. He got a chance because he was Steph's brother, and he took it and showed why he's an NBA player. The reason he's currently in the contract has nothing to do with who his brother is, but how he plays. But the only reason he got any contract in the first place, I think, is because of his brother. And I think that something like that is going to happen with LiAngelo Ball. I think Lonzo's going to be a superstar. And who knows, by the time LiAngelo declares for the draft, Lamelo might be a solid first or second year player, or even a star, who knows. But if that's the case, I think a team are going to take a risk on getting LiAngelo Ball, especially a team containing Lonzo Ball, knowing how well the 2 of them play together. And it's worth the risk if he goes undrafted. You're paying a minimum contract, probably non-guaranteed, to get him. So while I don't believe that LiAngelo Ball is going to be a star in the NBA, I do think that LaVar Ball is wrong. I think that more than likely LiAngelo Ball will be on an NBA team roster at some stage, and I genuinely do think that he's going to be a great college player, and wherever he ends up playing pro, he's going to be solid. If he doesn't make the NBA, he could go overseas. I think he'd be a very solid EuroLeague player, not a star even over there, but a very solid player. But I genuinely do think that what LaVar Ball said was a little bit over the line, and that there's a great possibility that LiAngelo Ball does end up playing in the NBA at some stage. So anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.